dais, my dear fellow colleagues, and my dear students. I am indeed delighted, friends, to be out over here with Rukmani Devi Institute of Advanced Studies. And I always feel at home when I come over here because I have served this institution. I was director over here for this institution for 5 years, 1998 to 2002. And for that particular reason, this institution is very dear to me. So friends, I'm very happy always to look in for the activities which is being carried out by this particular institution under the dynamic leadership of the Director General, Colonel Mahinder. And I hope that these activities which we are conducting are going to continue in future also. Before I start my presentation or the talk of today, I will also like to thank the institution for choosing a very right and appropriate topic for today's national conference, and that is contemporary practices in management. And friends, what we need to understand is that everything what is static is to change. So nothing is static, friends, everything is what? Dynamic. And management is the most dynamic part on this particular earth, and for that particular reason, we need to understand what are the changes that are taking place in this field of management. Now at the outset, friends, I will just like to say that how the management is being done these days. We have started using a word which is called as management by wandering around. And what is we are talking in terms of, I think he's right, what he's trying to do it out over here in terms of what managing and administering this institution. It is called as management by wandering around. MBWA. It is a new concept. What is this management by wandering around? Gone are those days, friends, when the CEOs used to sit over there in their cabins. Now is the time when they are trying to develop relationship. Friends, I have even seen over there in our universities also, the vice chancellors are all on the round. Today I read in the newspaper, the Lieutenant Governor has went over there to LNJP hospital just to talk to the patients out over there and to understand what type of facilities they are trying to get. So that is called as the first-hand information. And in management, friends, this first-hand information is very important, and you are not in a position to have this first-hand information sitting over there in your cabins. This is only possible once you are in a position to what? Move yourself out of your cabin and start interacting with whom? With your fellow colleagues. One day I was also very surprised, friends. I was walking over there in the campus and all of a sudden we got the information Vice Chancellor is also on the round. Now normally whenever we look in for any head of the family is there, so people start worrying and people start what? Being afraid. Vice Chancellor is there and you are also out of your room. Maybe you are definitely going to be punished for your act. Friends, I was really surprised when we met across and there was what eye-to-eye contact. He always addressed me and he said, "Hello Sanjeev, how are you?" I said, "Sir, I'm fine." "What are you doing these days?" "Sir, I'm trying to do whatever are my normal duties." "Okay, fine, very nice. Any difficulties you are having?" No, sir. "Anytime you have any difficulty, come and see me over there in my room." That shows what? A sense of belongingness, a sense of involvement, friends. And my request to all my fellow teachers out over here is that we really have to involve our students with us. We really have to become mentors for them. We really have to understand their problem. We really have to what? Work hand in hand with them. I have normally seen, friends, when we go over there to the classes and deliver certain type of lectures, students are always having a lot of questions. We are not interested to answer the questions, the reason best known to us. Maybe we are not in a position to answer, or we do not want to become a fool in front of them, and that is why we try to avoid answering those questions, and we say, "Come and see me over there in my room. कभी भी आप मेरे रूम में आ जाना." क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं करेंगे, समय नहीं है, समय बहुत कम है हमारे पास. And friends, when the student comes over there in the room, "Madam, can I come inside? Sir, can I come inside?" No, not at this particular moment. It's a lunch time. मालूम नहीं आपको lunch time चल रहा है. And that is how exactly, friends, we are finding what students are never finding time from the teachers to basically address their problem and therefore to what? Get that problem solved. So friends, we really need to understand how exactly we have to change ourselves. And one of the best things that can be changed is what? Is our own attitude. I could see there is a poster which has been put over here in this particular institute, and that is called as the fish theory, or we have philosophy we are talking in terms of. And in management also we are having a diagram that is called as a fishbone diagram. And through that diagram we are trying to identify what is the root cause of a problem. We may have a problem, but there can be number of reasons for that problem. But using that fishbone, we are in a position to identify what is the root cause of a problem. I think that is very important for us. And that is what we are really interested in terms of bringing about a change. Let us try to see what my presentation has brought for you, friends. Everything has changed in this world of management, friends. The first change that I have already looked in for is the change in the family. The first change which we have looked in for wives have become dominating and husbands have become and every day there are volcanoes in the house. कहाँ हो? नहीं यहीं हूँ. तुम्हारी भूलने की बड़ी आदत है. कितनी देर से आवाज दे रही हूँ? कहाँ हो? And I think the dear husbands have really changed, and how they have changed, friends. They have really become submissive. यहीं तो था मैं. बताओ क्या काम है? And this is one of the biggest change, friends. Another change that we have looked in for is the change in terms of the relationship. Now when we talk in terms of relationship, we are not treating our kids as as our children. We are treating them as as friends. The relationship with the children, the relationship with the servant, everything has changed. नौकर इधर आओ, वो कहता कौन सा नौकर? किसका नौकर? जब तक हम उसको प्यार से नहीं बुलाते, रामू भैया इधर आना, बताओ क्या काम है. बट अगर हमने उसको जोर से दे दिया आवाज नौकर, तो आई थिंक ही विल से ये रही आपकी नौकरी. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू वर्क. सो आई थिंक द वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट थिंग दैट हैज बीन चेंज इज नथिंग बट कॉल्ड एज रिलेशनशिप. Whether it is customer-company relationship, whether it is father-son relationship, whether it is husband-wife relationship, whether it is a student-teacher relationship, everything has changed. Gone are those days, friends, when you are in a position to scold your students. As teachers, we are not there to scold our students, friend. We really have to make them to learn. We really have to make them to educate. So therefore situations have changed, friend, and for that particular reason let's try to understand what exactly is management. What exactly is management? Let's see, very simple thing. It is a process of using what you have, and is nothing but called as resources. And the biggest constraint that has come is in terms of the resources which are available. And to do what you want to do, what are your goals? I think goals have become more and more. Resources are shrinking and goals are increasing. And this is one of the biggest challenge that we are in a position to find in this age of change, friends. Two things are very important: circumstances and environment. Find out what are the circumstances and what is the environment. A new type of segment has come in this market, and that is called as DINKs. Double income, no kids. And friends, if you're talking in terms of these types of couples who are having double income and no kids, I think one of the biggest change which has taken place is that who is going to cook the food today? There is always a type of a bet between husband and wife. And what they have done, friends, they have decided three days. So 3 days in a week, wife is going to cook. And 3 days in a week, husband is going to cook. But husband is very happy, because when his turn comes for cooking, he prepares the meal very fast, thanks to ready to eat. And therefore what he does is that he brings those types of ready to eat, put it out over there in those dish makers, and things are ready. But again it is very tiresome for the lady friends who really have to cook those types of dishes. And on Sundays, friend, both are involved in in this daily chores or cooking. So I think circumstances have changed, the whole environment has changed, and therefore the way we have to manage really has to change, friends. I've already said everywhere what we require is tact, and that tact is very important. We really need to understand these types of tactics that are required in order to manage. When we talk in terms of management, friends, what we need to do is nothing but It is making the people to what? Get committed to their work and try to achieve a common goal. But friends, what we are finding is that instead of arriving at a common goal, they are always working in one direction, that is called as in search for what? Excellence. They say we are trying to find out how exactly we can be excellent in the work that we are trying to do. Friends, I think now is not the time to find for what? Search for excellence. It's a time to have what? Passion for what? Excellence. Whatever we do, we should do that work right the first time. That is very, very important, friends. Nobody is going to tolerate the mistakes. Neither the companies can think in terms of doing mistakes because customers are not going to tolerate it. The faculties cannot think in terms of committing the mistake because the students are not going to tolerate it. The husbands cannot think in terms of doing the mistakes because the women are not going to tolerate it. So I think really we really need to understand how exactly we can develop this passion for what? Excellence. What is excellence? And for that particular reason, these two words are very important in this field of management. One is called as what? Efficiency, and other is called as what? Effectiveness. And friends, I think as students of management, we must be aware that if the manager wants to become excellent, he compromises on what? On efficiency, or he compromises on what? On effectiveness. Two things cannot go together. So if we have to increase the efficiency, effectiveness has to come down. And if effectiveness has to go up, then efficiency will come down. So the real art in managing is what? To have a balance between what? The efficiency and what? Effectiveness. And that is very important. I think efficiently is nothing but, I've already defined it. Efficiency is doing the things what? Right. And effectiveness is nothing but doing what? The right things. I just illustrated with the help of a small example because this is very important for all of us to understand in today's world. We cannot think in terms of ignoring these two words when we are trying to talk in terms of management. There's a cobbler, friends, who is making 50 pairs of shoes in one day. And out of these 50 pairs of shoes, only 2 pair of shoes are found to be defective. So he's not efficient, but he is what? Effective. On the other hand, there is another cobbler, friends, who is making what? 70 pairs of shoes. But out of those 70 pairs of shoes, 12 to 13 pairs of shoes are found to be what? Defective. It means what? He is more efficient in terms of making more shoes, but he is not effective because number of shoes are having quality problem. So therefore, friends, don't try to increase this efficiency at the cost of what? Effectiveness. Hence, there is a need to have a balance between what? Efficiency and effectiveness. This is very, very important, friends. And this is what we have to learn in this today's age of contemporary management, friends. We really need to understand, friends, whether we are a new style manager or we are an old style manager. I think we really need to be what? A new style manager. And a new style manager, when we are trying to talk of, is nothing but a manager who is what? Always adaptive to what? To change. He is not resistant to change, but he is what? Adaptive to change. Friends, I belong to a remote area called as Charkhi Dadri. I shifted from there to what? Rohtak. From Rohtak I came to Delhi, friends. When I came over here to Delhi, I find myself too displaced. I could see out over here people speaking very good English. I was not in a position to face them. They were having a lot of knowledge. I was not having that much of knowledge. I realized they were working on computer very fast. I was not in a position to work on computer. I find myself to be what? Outdated. What I should do? What I should do? Change. So basically what, friends, everybody has to look in for. Whatever are the shortcomings, whatever the weaknesses, we have to identify them. And try to develop on those types of weaknesses so that those weaknesses can become what? Our strengths. And that is how exactly we can what? Adapt to change. I just ask a very simple question, friends. There is an organization, and in that organization there is a policy that if a person is coming late by 15 minutes, red remark. And 3 red remarks are going to convert into what? Into 1 leave. Yeah, I think the same policy applies out over here also. But there was a person, friends, who was without change, always late in the organization, and as a result of that, he used to draw 15 days salary. It was win-win situation for both. Can we say so? Management is also benefited because management has not to pay what? Full month salary. It's only 15 days salary the management is paying. And it is win-win situation for the employee also in terms what? That he is not being pushed out of the job, but still he is getting what certain amount of salary. Can we say so? So manager came out over there in the organization, he could see that type of a person and he wanted to take certain course of action. I just want to ask from this new breed of managers who are sitting out over here, who are going to be managers for tomorrow, friends, what we should do if I would have been a manager in that particular organization. Should I fire that particular person who is irresistibly coming what late in the organization? Or what I should do with that particular person? Do you feel there is any type of a solution? So there is a solution, friends. And that is what I say, past strategies are no longer effective in what? In today's dynamic business environment. A new manager joined over there in that organization. He called that particular person and he asked, what is the problem? Why you are always coming late? Sir, it is my personal problem. No problem. I am not interested that I should not understand your problem. Please tell me what is your personal problem. Sir, both of us are working. My wife is a school teacher and she has to leave by 7:30, sir. And after 7:30, once she leaves for our school, I get the child prepared for the school. I cook the tiffin, pack it, and then drop the child over there to the bus stop. And by the time I come back, if I am in a position to get the chartered, I am on time. If I am not in a position to get the chartered, 30 minutes there. Therefore, I have to take the chartered instead of 8:30, 9, and that is how exactly I am late in the organization. Manager understood his problem. Now, what would be the solution? So, solution was also left to whom? To that worker only. And that manager said, can you suggest some solution? Sir, if you permit me, I have one solution. Yes, tell me. So, you make my time as what? Instead of 9, you make my time as what? 10. If you will extend my time by 1 hour, I can give organization. Normal timing when the employees are leaving is 5, I will be leaving the organization by 7. Is it okay? I think the solution has been given and it is win-win situation for both. Manager said, fine, done. And this is how exactly, friends, we could avoid the attrition of that particular employee, and that further boosted the morale, and that is how exactly the whole word of mouth basically spread out in that particular organization. So what I just want to give you an idea, past strategies, friend, are no longer effective in today's what? Dynamic business environment. Human beings, HR is what is the important asset to an organization, friends. We cannot afford to what? Ask our resources to leave the organization. So history provides perspective and a broader view. Manager can find patterns and insight from where? From the history. And this is very, very important, friends. Change your mind. Always have a positive attitude. Never try to have what? A negative attitude. You will always find a solution if you are having what? Positivity in you. And that is very important, friends. I think this is how exactly the things have changed over a period of time, friends. We started with classical perspective, humanistic perspective, management science perspective, systems theory, contingency view, total quality management. Now we have started talking in terms of what? Learning organizations. Organizations need to learn over a period of time. And now, friends, finally we are moving into what? Technology driven what? Workplace. And when we talk in terms of technology driven, I think this is also what I am also using today. And that is what we are talking in terms of what? Everything is now what? Power packed transmission. Become what? Technology oriented. But the one very important thing that we really need to understand is learning organization. What are these learning organizations? We are going to understand. But there's a need to redesign the organizations. What was there in the past? What lies in the future? In the past, we used to emphasize on control. Now we have to emphasize on what? Teamwork, coordination. What is team? Together everyone can accomplish what? More. And that is what is coordination. What is integration? 2 plus 2 is not 4, 2 plus 2 is what? 5. So that is what is the synergy that we really need to have. Single performance goal, we really need to have what? Multiple performance goals. So earlier we used to have financial goals only. Now we have started moving towards what? Balanced scorecard. And when we talk in terms of balanced scorecard, we are having 4 perspectives. We talk of financial perspective, customer perspective, we talk of internal processes, we talk in terms of what type of learnings and what growth have been there externally. Pardon, sir? Very nice. That is what is required. There is a need to bring about a change, and that is how exactly we keep on becoming progressive. Decisions located centrally, forget friends, now decisions located where relevant knowledge exists. So we have gone in for what? Decentralization. Simple structures, unified line of command. Now we have multi-dimensional structures, diffuse authority but clear responsibilities. Flat organizations. Organization by design, sorry, we do not have anything by design functional or what we are talking. We are saying it is what? Self-organization. And that is what we are talking about, empowerment. And friends, this concept of empowerment is coming. Nowadays we have started talking in terms of organizations as what? Electronic villages, electronic cottages. You basically get the work from the organization, bring that work in your own home, and from there you can complete the job and send this job back to the organization. Everything has become what? Contractual. And that is how exactly, friends, things are changing. Now systems view, contingency view. Now this is very important. Learning organizations. What are these learning? Learning aids in adaptation to what? Change. Although I have become a professor, friends, still I say I am a student. Can I say learning ever ends? No. Learning never ends. So organizations also need to what? Keep on learning. Now this concept was given by Peter Senge, began the discussion about the learning organization. All employees are engaged in identifying and solving problems. Problems are there, friends, but for those problems, don't generate more problems, but create what? Solutions. If students are coming with problems, friend, and you are also trying to express problems before the students, then what is the basic difference between you and what? The students. If they have the problems, you come up with the solutions and take these suggestions from whom? From your students only. I don't know whether you have looked in for McDonald's. When you go out over there, they are asking you to fill a feedback form. You go and fly over there in any airlines, they are asking you to fill what? A feedback form, suggestion form. You go for car servicing, the organizations are asking you to fill what? A feedback form. And why they are asking for these feedback? Why they are asking for these suggestions? Just to know what are their weaknesses. And if they can know their weaknesses, they are in a position to find ways and means in order to what? Plug up their weaknesses. When I went over there for my car servicing, they gave me the feedback form since I was a marketing faculty. So basically I wrote out over there, I am not satisfied with the washing of the car. What was the reason? I just wanted to look in for what is their reaction. And friends, after 2 days, I got a call from the General Manager Services. Professor, we have seen that you are not satisfied with your car washing. We have two answers for that. Either you can drive in with your car and we are going to look in for that car is being washed as per your satisfaction. Or the second solution is what? We can send a driver and that driver can bring the car out over here. But we'll request you to come out over there and see your car being washed in your presence to your satisfaction. Friends, I was really excited. And this is how exactly, friends, I realized that organizations are not only doing for the sake of what? Writing certain things, they are really implementing it also. And that is very important, friends. So all employees really have to engage themselves in identifying and solving problems. Learning increases the capacity to learn and grow. What do you feel? What is knowledge? Where knowledge is required? So we have certain data. We download that data, use it to our meaningful context, it becomes information. That information adds to what? Tell me. To our confidence. This confidence adds to what? Our understanding. And this understanding helps us to become what? Knowledgeable. And where this knowledge is required? Because we have to take decisions. And for those decisions we require what? That knowledge. Who is a good orator, friends? Who can speak in front of the public? Who is a good orator? Who is a person who has good communication? Who reads more? Can always speak more. And those who will read more, they will always be in a position to what? Keep on learning. And that is why keep on growing. And that is very important, friends. And move from efficiency to what? Solving problems. Don't be stuck at one place, keep on moving, friends. And that is what is the need of the hour today, that we have not to be stopping at any one place. We keep on moving. Three types of technologies in today's workplace. Supply chain management. We have say the director from one of the organization who is into what supply chain management, very critical area, because if you look in for the value chain model that has been given by what Michael Porter, right, and what has been shown over there in the primary activities, two very important activities have been highlighted: inbound logistics and what, outbound logistics. Another thing what has been shown is a process. All the three things combined together make what? Supply chain. So inbound logistics, that is the raw material to the factory process, and then what? Finished goods to what? To the marketplace is what? Outbound logistics. And that is how exactly supply chain is the most critical what part of any organization. Second is customer relationship management. You really have to develop your relationship with whom you are customers. And what type of relationship? All types of relationship. Structural relationship, social relationship, financial relationship. उनको फाइनेंशियल फायदा